have some lights near the wrong places or you don't inspect them properly. So we have someone here to talk a little bit about that. But the big news this morning, of course, that we've been following is unfortunately a missing 7-year-old boy. He has autism, and in Volusia County, a search is underway after he was last seen around 8 p.m. last night. So, we're praying that he's okay. But first, we want to start with weather, bringing in Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. She was doing her little turkey impersonation earlier this morning in the newsroom. Gobble, gobble.
Mm.
You don't want to do
You really
it now?
want me to do it?
Yes.
Fine, I'll do
Yes.
it. Hold on.
Y'all, Steve's back there. During the break, Steve and I could not keep it together because she did the whole like body movement and the voice. She's really good at it. You're really good at this.
Yes.
But you're better at forecasting the weather. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos, tell us what we can expect heading into Thanksgiving.
See, this is the stuff you don't get on TV, right? This is why you watch these things. You watch Candace make an absolute fool of herself.
Some hidden talents here at News 6.
At least I'm not singing for you. You know what? Listen, at the end of the day, right now we're dealing with a little dense fog, Crystal. It's a cool morning. Now, temperatures going to be warming up as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thanksgiving's going to be a warm one. Not super hot, not record-breaking, just a little warmer than average.
And then?
With our temperatures, I mean, we are dropping fast. We're going to see a fury of fronts. Jonathan Kegas wrote up an article within, that was the headline, and I love a good alliteration. So flurry of fronts, a parade of fronts, a series of fronts, however you want to explain it. We're going to get a lot of fronts coming in between Friday and into even the end of next week. So we're still going to keep things very chilly. So if you're looking at your Black Friday deals and you say, you know what, do you think I could use a sweater? Make sure to buy that now.
Get the deals.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's take it to the map, show you what we're talking about. Out the door right now, we are dealing with a little bit of dense fog, but it's going to be a warm stretch into Thanksgiving, tracking several of those fronts as temperatures will start dropping by Friday. Right now, you can see visibility is pretty limited in a lot of spots, but some of our reporting stations are still looking pretty clear down at the surface. But again, don't be surprised if you are heading out the door between now and about 9 a.m., you will see some of that patchy fog. Temperatures in the meantime, we're in those 40s and 50s pretty much from coast to coast, 42 in Ocala, but the warm spots closer towards our coastline, 55 in Cape Canaveral, Cocoa Beach, Melbourne, as well for areas down in Mico. Now, as we look here at your afternoon forecast, highs today will be getting close to that 80-degree mark. Our average for this time of the year is about 77 degrees or so. So we are going to be a little above that, but it's still staying comfortable, still staying dry. Clouds and rain will be hard to come by today. Now we are going to start seeing a little more cloud cover, primarily on Thanksgiving, and that's because we are watching the approach of a cold front. You saw in the beginning frame there's a front right now across northern Florida. That's going to fizzle out before it even gets here. It's a secondary front right now that is developing right now over the Colorado Rockies. That is going to be pushing in some Canadian cold air that's going to set up not so much on Thanksgiving, but starting up by Friday. You can see we will be on the warm side of that front for your Turkey Day. And then as we head into your Saturday, that's where that cooler air will settle in. Along that front, we're going to hold rain chances at about 20 to 30%. So as you're doing your Black Friday shopping, if you're going out to those stores, just do be aware there will be that chance of seeing a little bit of rain in the forecast, not a lot. So let's break down your Thanksgiving forecast, because I feel like Thanksgiving really has two different type of people, right? You have the ones who want to get out the door super early in the morning. You have the others who want to just stay and watch the parade at home. So for those who are heading out to do their turkey trots, for instance, between 5 and 9 a.m., we'll all be in those 60s. It will be a mild, kind of cool start. But then it's game time for Thanksgiving. So if you're doing kind of a Thanksgiving afternoon dinner, maybe a late afternoon, early evening dinner, temperatures will still be warm in those low 80s. But if you're waiting for the sun to go down, maybe you want to have dinner outside, the weather is not going to be too bad. But notice between about 5 and 7, we are going to start increasing a little more clouds. Not the rain so much, but just a little bit of cloud cover. Let's talk about why we're going to see that cloud cover. It's the approach of that next cold front. I want you to look at that bright purple blob there to the top of your screen. That is basically a trough of low pressure. That jet stream is going to dig, and it's going to dig a lot as we head into Saturday. Saturday is not even the worst of it. We're going to see that system really situate itself right there. And that's going to basically open that door and allow for the parade of December fronts. So let's show you here that roller coaster. All right. So Thanksgiving will be in those low 80s. Look at turkey. Isn't he cute? And then we head into Friday. We'll go into those mid 70s. Here comes
He's
that
looking
cold front.
around.
Yeah, he's suspicious. Um, Saturday and Sunday, we're gonna watch another cold front come through late Sunday. So we'll go from 82 Thanksgiving, mid 70s on Black Friday, then we'll drop to barely 70 degrees Saturday and Sunday, and then another front comes through on Monday, dropping highs into the 60s. Tuesday potentially could be the coldest day with highs staying in the 50s. That's beyond our 7-day, but just to be aware that we are watching several more fronts after that. So time to put away the bathing suits, okay? Flip-flops, need socks in the forecast as we head into starting Friday and into the weekend. It's going to be cool. So just really ringing in December on a very cool, cold note, though, at least for the first possible 2 weeks of December. Watch. It's going to be cold the first 2 weeks, and we're going to have record heat for Christmas. Just watch it.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen.
You know, it's
That's
Florida,
not the official
so
forecast, but that's how it always works. It either starts warm and ends cool, or starts cool
cool,
and ends
ends
warm. Who knows? But yeah, we're certainly going to be ushering in some real cold changes for quite some time.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Candace. We appreciate it.
And I know how much you like that Velocicoaster graphic.
I do. The other day, I have an annual pass Universal, so I like to go there after work. I
do
went
what?
ride Velocicoaster over and
There you
over.
go.
I just keep getting back in line because that's my
I
thing.
love
It makes
that.
me happy. So,
But you also get your steps in. So you go in there
I work
like on a
out.
mission.
I power walk around. I walk my 3 miles, and then I get in line for a ride.
I'm
Don't judge
impressed.
me. Don't judge
I'm
me.
not. I'm highly impressed. That's
Well,
how she
thank
has
you
all
so
this
much.
energy, because she rides roller coasters all the time.
Yes, I do. I get it all out after work.
Good.
All right, we'll see you later, Candace. Thanks.
Bye.
All right, so we are going to head to who's been like my work husband the past few days because he's been co-anchoring with me all morning. Trooper Steve. Hey, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, I see that. He just wants to show
I
off
know
that
you
beard.
like it.
He,
I know you like it, so it works.
you are
I don't
lucky
care.
that our boss is off for the remainder
Listen,
of the
she's
week.
probably watching right now.
Because when
but
she
my
comes
excuse-
back,
Oh, it'll be gone. It'll be gone by December 1st. It will be gone. I'm doing it for No Shave November. I do like to keep a little bit of a scruff there every now and then, but I'm letting it go a little bit more just because people ask questions as to why you have facial hair, Steve. And it's for men's health. Usually raises some type of awareness for men's cancer, but I'm doing it to raise money for the Carrie Ann DeMont Foundation this year.
nice.
Because, they do a lot for advocating against alcoholism, and it does affect men more than it does ladies. So I am trying to bring some awareness to it and raise some funds for the foundation this month.
All right, facial hair for a good cause. I love to see it, Steve. So tell us
I
how
like
traffic
it.
is going, because we do have some folks who might not be from the area who are traveling for
Yes.
Thanksgiving, so something to watch out for.
Absolutely. So if you're visiting us from out of town and you're up in Seminole or in Osceola County, there are 2 hot spots you need to know about. This first one right here, westbound I-4 over by Lake Mary. If you're headed towards Orlando on I-4, just get ready because the delays are there. The good thing is, though, we're not dealing with any major crashes this morning, just the routine mess out there. So downtown Orlando, good. 408, not bad. Some slight delays on John Young and OBT as you make your way towards Colonial, State Road 50. But we are good to go. So if you're out maybe towards Reunion, this is where a lot of people stay when they're visiting the Central Florida area. That big red line, this is something we see every day. So if you're visiting us, set your GPS, check it, increase your following distance. You'll get there with everybody else, I promise. Your drive time right now from Seminole, 24 minutes, which is kind of high. And then 18, which is really good from Osceola Parkway. You just need to battle that other traffic before you get out within that area. Kissimmee St. Cloud, good morning to my friends down there. 192 looking good. And then just south of the airport, no delays. But the big thing is people need to check their time travel. Make sure that they're good to go. A lot of things can change. My wife works for the airlines, and I tell you, I'm learning a few things here and there. When things get busy, it could be beautiful out in the sky. but they will slow down air travel just to accommodate things. So please be careful. So outside of that, Crystal, we're doing pretty good on a Tuesday, a few days before Thanksgiving. Today on Trooper Steve on Patrol. Really cool. I'm going to be hanging out with a gentleman named Scotland Hamlin. He is an EMT, emergency medical technician, with American AMR, the contracted ambulance service here in Central Florida. And he was recently awarded a National Life-Saving Award. And he's going to jump inside Results One today just to talk about that. I want to know a little about him. I want to know about this award that he received. And it just goes to show what we can do here at News 6. Because yesterday, heck, I had Chief Jakari Young from Daytona Beach Police Department in the truck. And it's all about sharing our platform so that we can feature these amazing people. And I can't wait to have Scotland in the truck with me. 10 a.m. today, Crystal.
Look forward to it. Thank you so much, Trooper Steve. We have some serious news to get to, so got to say bye for now. Be safe out there.
Yes, bye-bye.
All right, now on to this breaking story we've been following overnight. A 7-year-old boy missing out of Volusia County. Search is underway in a Deltona neighborhood after he left his home around 8 p.m. last night, so we're almost approaching the 12-hour mark. Now, we're told that this boy has autism, and he's nonverbal and is attracted to water. So I want to bring in News 6 reporter Angie Casada. She's been out on the scene all morning long, and, you know, this hits home for you, literally. You live out near this neighborhood.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's so insane even just to be reporting back in Deltona, right? Let alone having to cover a story like this. Genuinely, even as a mom, just heartbreaking. What we know so far is that it's still an active search. They're still searching for 7-year-old Charlie. Just like you said, Crystal, he's autistic, he's nonverbal. Authorities have said that he's super attracted to Christmas lights, bodies of water, which is extremely common for a child that is on the spectrum, to be attracted to bodies of water, to be attracted to flashing lights. I know this firsthand because my little one is currently in the process of being evaluated to see if she's on the spectrum. So it truly hits home when it comes to this story. One of the latest updates that we've got since we've been here at the command post in Deltona is that we were actually asked to move. Our live truck was asked to move because they have a bunch of outside resources that are coming in, the airboats, a lot of water resources. Because right now, the biggest thing is that they're going to plan on hitting on different bodies of water that's in this area. So
and they're focusing on that because we've covered stories before, and this is where, you know, kids typically with autism would be attracted to. Unfortunately, we've seen some bad outcomes where they've ended up in these bodies of water.
Yep, that's exactly the reason why, because one of the biggest concerns, especially if you already know that he's attracted to water, that's the biggest thing. And then, of course, when he went missing at 8 o'clock last night, it was extremely dark. A lot of hands on deck. A lot of volunteers came out to help and tried to help this family find Charlie. But, of course, you're limited when it's extremely dark. I can't imagine. He was last seen wearing a black shirt, some gray and white shorts. It's been so cold. We got here at like 4:30 in the morning. It was, I think, like 52 degrees. So I can't imagine, you know, little 7-year-old Charlie just out here in these conditions.
And, you know, obviously you're seeing a lot of the resources out there in search crews. Do you know anything about, you know, the family or the search crews involved? I know you're still getting a lot of information. The story is still developing, but what do people need to know if they want to help?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is that when we pulled in, we haven't had the opportunity to meet the family of Charlie's. We did, I think, pass by the home. The door was still open. This was almost like 3, 4 o'clock at night. So it's only safe to assume that this family probably hasn't rested until Charlie's home, right? We haven't engaged with the family, but one thing is for sure is that this area right now, just the outskirts of Stillwater Avenue, is that it's all being searched, right? There's several units in cars roaming around. They have the helicopter. You can't really hear it because we're in a live truck, but the helicopter is flying right now above us. And like I said, they have all these water resources coming out. One thing to note too, Crystal, is that being from Deltona, one thing that really struck me is that this community has been coming together not only last night to find Charlie, but even just this morning, several people are sitting outside. I wish I can like show the camera, but I'm in the truck, but just so many people sitting outside their homes waiting, just on high alert to see what the latest update is when it comes to 7-year-old Charlie. Waiting, praying, people approaching, asking, hey, what's the update? We went out looking last night. I know one of the biggest concerns that I've seen on social media, of course, my entire social media feed right now is full about Charlie, and a lot of people frustrated because they went out trying to help search for him. And the biggest concern was when they brought in the canine. They didn't want that scent to go, get for the dogs to get confused when it comes to searching for Charlie. So I know that was an issue last night. I don't think so much now. I think it's kind of like all hands on deck. And what the biggest thing is too, is that the Sheriff Chitwood is asking for folks to look at those Ring cameras. If you're in this area or this vicinity, like if you have a Ring camera, search it. If you have a body of water, go around and see if there's anything that's either concerning, report it, check your backyard, check sheds, anything. It really takes a village to be able to come together and bring Charlie home.
Angie, it does. And that's a good point. Using security footage. And of course, if you have those doorbell cameras, putting those puzzle pieces together can really help those deputies out there who are searching. Give us a little idea. We talked about Deltona. Where is this neighborhood, and is it surrounded by wooded areas? Set the scene a little bit for those folks who are in Volusia County. Do we have a street or an intersection that we can let people know this occurred at?
Yeah. So he went north on Stillwater Avenue. So where we are in Deltona, I was telling my photographer, Charles, when we were pulling in, I said, this is kind of older Deltona, right? It's older homes, a lot of wooded areas still. And the biggest thing about Deltona is we have several ponds and lakes everywhere. Where you least expect it, there's a pond, little nits and crannies, I say, right? So it's definitely a lot of bodies of water in this area. Right now, their command post is in the corner of Lombardi Drive, and I believe that's Rock Hill and Lombardi. So that's the corner. This is the command post, and this is what they're searching. We see the helicopter that's kind of going around pretty much where Charlie was last seen, Stillwater. So I guess still this area, if you live in this area or if you want to help, there is a big park here in this area. I believe it's called Festival Park, right?
Firefighters Park.
Firefighters. Thank you so much.
Yes, no worries.
My brain's everywhere. Firefighter Park. So there is a big park here. I know a lot of the outside resources are going to be parking in there. But again, there's a lot of bodies of water. So if you can come out and be man on foot, I think that would help. We haven't heard any word from the sheriff's office, whether they're encouraging that. They are just encouraging to seek your own property and see if there's anything that's concerning.
Right. Well, Angie, thank you so much. And, if you're out there and you're a praying person, this family could definitely use some prayers. We are hoping for the best for Charlie's safe return, and we appreciate your reports out there, Angie. And I'm sure you'll have an update at noon for us at News 6.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks,
Take
Crystal.
care. All right. If you want to learn more about this story and our other top stories, you definitely want to share that story about Charlie, who is missing out of Volusia County. You can head to clickorlando.com, share that story on your social media pages to help get the word out. We'll be back after a quick break. Welcome back to Breakfast with Bridgett. I'm Crystal Moyer filling in this week while she is off. We are joined with a live interview. I know the holidays coming up. A lot of you folks probably started decorating for Christmas and or Thanksgiving. So I wanted to bring in a local fire restoration specialist with United Water Restoration Group. This is Chrissy Gregory to talk a little bit about safety when it comes to decorating to avoid having to give them a call, right?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about what people need to know heading into the holiday season. I know a lot of times we just pull those lights out of the garage. We want to put them up, or even some decorations inside that could potentially cause some fire hazards.
Yeah, absolutely. So generally the biggest fire hazards that people may not really think about are overloaded outlets, old or damaged lights, the dry Christmas tree, both inside and outside, even after you take it down, is still a hazard. And decorations really too close to a heat source are usually the largest things to look out for this time of year.
And, I mentioned earlier about pulling those lights out of the garage. They've been sitting in there for a year. So I don't think a lot of people realize you got to inspect those lights before you put them out. How can somebody inspect their lights?
Yeah, so the simplest thing to do is really just ensure as you're kind of pulling them out, if you see any damage to those cords, that really becomes a hazard that you don't want to mess with. If they are starting to fray or getting any damage within the cord itself, that there compromises the circuit. The electricity is flowing through there. That's really something you do not want to mess with. And the other thing is if you have a 3-prong plug, if anything is broken off of that plug, please do not use that. If you have an outlet that does not have that lower 3rd prong, please do not just rip that prong off to use it. Those are there for a reason. But really just kind of ensuring that the casing is still intact and that you're not seeing any exposed wires or anything.
And Chrissy, we know this time of year, a lot of people want their houses to smell like Christmas, right? So a lot of folks out there buying candles, lighting the candles, that could be an issue as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are going to use real flame candles, just make sure that you place them on a sturdy holder. Keep them away from other decorations. The fake snow is a very popular thing right now that is very flammable. Try to keep it away from that. And certainly don't ever leave them burning unattended, ever. A safe alternative to traditional candles are LED candles. They're a great alternative. They look very realistic, and they do not pose the same fire hazard that a live flame can pose.
And Chrissy, working at United Water Restoration Group, you folks get that call after something bad has happened. Tell me about your experiences and what are some of the common issues you see as far as safety?
Yeah, so we're actually working on a job right now that a family had holiday lights on the dining room table with a very beautiful artificial flowers around some candles. And unfortunately, they left everything on when they went out to dinner. When they came back, their dining room table had a surprise for them. It was on fire. So it was a small fire. It was contained to the dining room table. However, that became a fairly large job for this family. They've been out of their home for a couple weeks now, simply because the soot and all of those chemicals, the VOCs, that are given off during a fire really do present a hazard. And so if you do find yourself in that situation, we really encourage you to seek out professional help, simply because of the things that burn give off these chemicals and reactions. And you really want to make sure that somebody professionally is addressing that throughout your entire home. It's usually not just centered where the fire was. It's usually the smoke and the soot that cause the most damage.
And Chrissy, you know, we never want to make that phone call, but we're glad that you guys are here. How can we learn some more information and to learn about the services for United Water Restoration Group?
Yeah, so you can go to unitedwaterrestoration.com. We've got our phone number on there. We have locations throughout the country as well as Canada. So if you happen to be outside of our listening area, you can also just put in your zip code and you can find a location there and give us a call. We'll be happy to help.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us. Chrissy Gregory, a local fire restoration specialist with United Water Restoration Group. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
All right, we just have a few minutes left here on Breakfast with Bridgett. So let's talk a little bit about the turkey giveaways, because we've seen them all around, you know, the different counties throughout Central Florida. There's a big one that happens every year, and I'm talking about with the PennDOS Law Group. They have it over in Orlando, and we've been out there all morning long showing some of these long lines forming outside. This is on a first-come, first-served basis. They'll be giving out hundreds of turkeys as well as some of the fixins of this morning, and I believe it starts at 8:30, if I'm not mistaken. So if you would like to head out there, get in line to grab your free turkeys to help you out this holiday season, they have that there for you. And also I wanted to remind you all about our Angel Tree program. We are a little over halfway of all of our angels being adopted, and we need your help to make this happen for our thousands of kids and seniors who are much deserving this holiday season. I just had to click orlando.com/angeltree to adopt an angel, or you could visit participating Chick-fil-A's. And there's also an angel tree over at the mall at Millennia. Remember, you can also adopt an angel online. You don't even have to leave your home to help out a family in need this holiday season. Thank you so much for joining us for Breakfast with Bridgett. I'm Crystal Moyer. Hope to see you again at noon, and of course right here on News 6 Plus for Trooper Steve on patrol and Weatherwise.